Right here on the show last week, Symone, we talked about Eddie George needs more love. And we kind of labeled him as I won't say labeled him, but we referred to him as a celebrity coach from the standpoint of his career outside of his coaching career. Has more popularity. He was a very, very good NFL player. Heisman winner in college, very good in the pros. And that does not take away from the fact that he's doing a good job as a coach. But right now, his playing career is such that that's what most people will recognize him for when you say Eddie George. And when we talked about him needing more love as the HBCU space has benefited from these celebrity, high profile, might be a better word, high profile coaches. And we're like, hey, some of that love, Deion-esque love, we know he's not Deion Sanders. We kind of need some of that at Tennessee State. People reacted in different ways. Some people agreed. Some people took it personal that we, kind of
when
suggested
you bring
that.
up a certain name, when you bring up a certain name, you can never do right when you bring up a certain name because, a certain name triggers a certain group of people, Tolly.
Feelings. We all have our feelings.
So you could say water is wet, and if you mention that name, then all of a sudden water ain't wet because he said water was wet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It is. I understand, but I don't understand why the mention of Deion Sanders is divisive. But look, he's like the most popular football coach right now, like absolutely
not even
on
just
fire.
Football coach, like popular sports person. Period. I sent you the picture. Braves and Phillies going on right now. Hopefully it's still going on by the time y'all hear this.
Not the way the Braves looked the other night. Good God.
But Bryce Harper in a professional sport, not even the college football space, Major League Baseball player shows up in a Coach Prime shirt. Like, it's not just college football.
Yeah, our whole thing was, the HBCU space should lean into the fact that that's where he got his start. You should keep your flag on the Deion train. Why would you give that up? And our further point was we need that same sort of support. We need to be as excited about Eddie George in Tennessee State because it makes a difference. High profile names
draw interest.
Yes, that is what the name of the game is.
Eddie George has a fan base outside of just Tennessee State. Eddie George has a fan base from the Tennessee Titans. Eddie George has a fan base from Ohio State. Eddie George has a fan base from just being one of the top NFL players at one point. So the point is, we could be, if we were getting more exposure for him, those people would be like, oh, let me check out a Tennessee State game because I rock with Eddie George. He's only 20 minutes away from Atlanta. Let me pull up the Killing Saw and see him play. That's the point. Drawing in more viewers outside of just Tennessee State fans and HBCU fans, because that's how you get that bread.
Yep, we're all trying to win here, but different people have different approaches to how you get there. But we definitely enjoyed the conversation.